Good morning, and welcome to the afternoon edition of Wheatland County Nightly News, recorded weekly and posted monthly as an annual event. Here with our stories, your host, Gordo Blackhart.
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Please welcome today's co-host, Peggy Cutting.
Hello.
Hi, Peggy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
No
Appreciate
problem. Yes.
it. There you go.
All right. Let's start tonight's news. Fall is upon us, and that means several things. For one, schools have been in session for almost a month, and if you haven't been paying attention, so are the school zone speed limits. So please drive with caution always. Harvest is still underway in some areas, so please keep an eye out for heavy equipment and trucks crossing or entering the highways. Have patience, as these are the people that are putting bread in your belly. Speaking of harvest, the crops in the county are not up to par this year, as we've had a very dry growing season. Even farmers with irrigated land have complained about the quality of their hay and other crops. Some farmers have plowed their crops under, and obviously a few others should have. It looks like the weather will remain warm and dry for some time, although the nights are cooler, and if you are gardening, it would be very wise to cover your vegetables that are very vulnerable to night frosts. We thought you would like to have a look at a short video of a lightning storm that we had a while back.
That was a nice storm.
Was it?
It was awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like quite a dance in the skies, isn't it?
Yes,
and I'm sure it was really good to see that, especially where it's dark and no city lights interrupting or obscuring things.
Absolutely.
It's quite a show.
Great.
Anyway, still on the subject of weather, social media was abuzz about snowfall in Lake Louise a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, skiers were a little early in their exuberance about that, because here's a screenshot of what Lake Louise live cam looked like.
Yeah.
It'd be a very interesting ski trip down on those rocks.
I think so.
It will give the new meaning to a black diamond run.
Right.
Seriously.
Definitely black.
Definitely black.
Hard as diamonds.
Yeah.
In Strathmore, the heavy item garbage pickup is scheduled for September 18 to 22. The trash to treasure was scheduled for September 14 to 17. Unfortunately, those dates have passed, and we apologize for not having notified you sooner. For further information about upcoming events in Strathmore, please visit their website, strathmore.ca. The Village of Standard has new office hours. They are Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. The Village Waste Transfer Site also has new hours. They are Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. You can visit the Village website at villageofstandard.ca. Apparently nothing is happening in the villages of Rocky Ford or Hussar, or in the hamlet of Nameka.
Hallelujah. You forgot to mention a hamlet of Gleason, but apparently there's nothing happening there either. And now, let's take a look at crime in Wheatland County. According to Crime Stoppers in the Alberta RCMP, there have been, in the last 2 weeks, 10 cases of mischief, 6 cases of breaking and entry, 6 cases of theft over or under $5,000, which is a little ridiculous as it should all be theft. Where else are we here? 1 case of theft from a motor vehicle and 1 case of theft of a motor vehicle. For further information and to view the Alberta RCMP crime map, please visit crimestoppers.ab.ca/crime map.
It's all good. Okay, I did forget to mention Gleason and area. Mm-hmm. However, something is happening there.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's go.
I will. Stop interrupting. Siksika Nation is getting a new dog sanctuary. It is being built by Wayne Solway and is near completion. Currently, the facility has 10 kennels and is operating as a dog daycare. If and when Mr. Solway gets a contract with Animal Services, they will then be taking in strays from Siksika Nation. I emailed Mr. Solway to arrange a visit, however, he has made no reply. If you wish to contact him yourself, please get a hold of him via email at this address: Solway's Dog Sanctuary and Shelter at yahoo.com.
I think this will be a very much needed place.
Oh,
if,
definitely,
if
yes.
it does open up and becomes a place for strays to go,
Right.
I think it'll be very much needed.
And I think the problem is very big in the hamlet of Gleason. Okay, so I forgot to mention construction in the county as well. In Strathmore, at the corner of Lakeside Boulevard and Archie Claber Trail, the intersection has been modified and lights are going in place of the four-way stop. Just to the east of Highway 21 on Township Road 244, the road had been closed for the installation of a new culvert.
That goes under the road that's rotted out and it's causing the road to collapse a little bit, and we're just replacing it with a brand new culvert so the water can flow freely under the road.
Perfect. And your name, sir?
Jason.
As for updates on de Havilland Field, their website does not provide any information beyond September 2022. Well, we certainly don't have time to show all the construction going on in the county, but there's a little bit for you.
Okay, so moving right along. Today's top story is in regards to the Wheatland County Council and its perceived, and I use that word lightly, dissatisfaction with the Wheatland Housing Management Board. In a letter by County Reeve Amber Link to Jason Nixon, Minister of Seniors, Community and Social Services of Alberta, Ms. Link has lodged no less than 13 complaints against the WHMB on behalf of Wheatland County Council.
That's a few.
Wow. The WHMB is the governing body responsible for building of the Wheatland Lodge, which is to be a new seniors facility, which will include a hospice. All parties with vested interests in the new lodge have signed on an agreement to proceed with the building of the facility in the town of Strathmore. And this includes the Wheatland County Council. So here is the letter. Please note that the comments in red are those of Wheatland County Nightly News and not part of the original document.
13 complaints.
Wow.
Number 1.
Incomplete board information. Pertinent data and documents are often missing from board packages, undermining the potential for effective review and deliberations before meetings. What documents? Missing documents. That's a pretty broad statement, and a very serious complaint. But again, where is the evidence of that? Number 2, Gordo.
Okay, unauthorized correspondence. The board has disseminated correspondence on its behalf without adequate review or the necessary approval through a board vote. Okay. Again, there's
No example.
No example.
Where is the disseminated correspondence? You know, there
Right.
should be an email or something that proves that that was actually done. But
And
there
if the
isn't.
board has disseminated correspondence, they must have had their own approval to do so.
Exactly.
So,
Who did it?
yeah. So I'm thinking that this is misworded, right? I believe when she says the board has done this without approval through a board vote, I think she meant without permission from Wheatland County Council. That's my take on it anyway. I may be wrong.
Again, this could be read in a number of ways. It's not very clear.
No, it isn't.
No.
It's not
No.
clear at all.
Moving right along to number 3, disregarding resolutions. Resolutions passed by the board have been either overlooked or inadequately implemented, compromising the board's integrity and efficacy. Number 4,
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
exceeding authority. There have been instances where the board, again, appears to have acted beyond its authorized scope. A particular concern is the board's removal of an elected municipal official, which directly interferes with the duties that official was elected to perform. All right, so who's the official? What did he do to get removed? There's just no evidence of anything or anyone doing anything really wrong here. They're pointing fingers is what they're doing.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. There's
Like high school children.
contradictory motions. The board has on occasion approved motions that conflict with established policies.
On occasions. When?
When?
Like there's lots of occasions. Christmas, Easter,
Yeah.
you know.
And what is the conflict?
What is the conflict? Again, it's so vague.
Uh,
All right. Questionable chair and board actions. Some actions, while not definitively wrong or right,
yeah.
do not align with good governance principles. Okay, now, some actions, which ones? Not definitively wrong, then obviously they would have been okay,
Right on.
right?
That
And-
is.
It's such a petty thing.
I think this is the most petty grievance of them all.
On number 7,
Perceived conflict of interest and familial ties. Okay.
yep.
Concerns arise from the composition of the Human Resources Committee and the evident family relationship between the Chief Administrative Officer and the Chair.
They're saying evident family relationship, but what relationship? And
Yeah.
how is it actually conflicting? Has there been proof of conflict within the board and
Right.
right?
And not only that, when you consider where we live, everybody's related to everybody else.
Right.
It's like a colony here. How do you get away from familial ties? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't understand that.
Well, it's exactly. I
Very
mean, it
hard.
could be third, fourth cousin down the line.
Yeah, but
And
still,
what does it matter as long as the job is being done?
Yes.
Right?
yes.
If everything is above board, there should be no problem.
Right, well, that's another thing about county council.
Mm.
Improper conduct during meetings.
What, are they throwing spitballs at each other? What?
Probably. Probably,
Really?
right? Yeah, we're a bunch of grade 8 boys
I was
here.
going to say, you can pretty much imagine the chalkboard and the teacher and boom. Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right. And she's presenting the former chair's behavior. Well, the former chair is exactly that, former. He is not part of that board anymore. So what are
Well-
you going to do?
No, that's not relevant any longer. If he's former, he's obviously not there.
Right.
So why even bring it up?
I know. And there's nothing the minister can do about it.
No.
What's he going to do? Say, well, okay, you can't sit on the chair anymore. Well, he doesn't sit on the chair anyway, so you're not going to
Stop
accomplish.
throwing spitballs. Right? Honestly, that number 8 should just be stroked
Straight
right out.
off. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay.
Number 9, adverse public image. What, he wasn't wearing a tie? I don't know. Anyway, actions and decisions of the board have tarnished the reputation of Wheatland County, including disparaging remarks at recorded public meetings and community presentations. Well, okay, so where are these recordings?
Yes.
Right?
And-
They may have tried to include that so that we actually have an example of number 9.
Mm-hmm. And
With videotape and everyone having cell phones, you would have thought
Yes.
someone would have taken a video of that,
right,
right?
you would think. Well, it's recorded. Everything is recorded from the meetings. It's
Okay.
It's online, right?
So are they going to now include that With the letter?
particular, obviously didn't go. It doesn't say there's any attachments
No.
when you get to the end. Suppression of governance concerns. Board members are discouraged from raising issues or suggesting modifications to existing policies. Here's my remark on that. Completely in line with County Council's attitude towards the public at council meetings. And that's from my own experience. I've only been to one meeting, and I was very disappointed because the public was not allowed to say anything. They had one speaker, I think he was handpicked, and he came from the audience, made his little remarks, and that was it. No one else was allowed to speak.
Well, that's not really what I would call a public meeting then, is
No,
it?
no. And,
It was there to serve one person and one person only. And
right.
Wow.
And if you want to ask questions from the council, you have to write in advance, state what your concerns are, and ask if you can speak at the meeting. And if they don't like it, they won't
put it in.
They won't let you speak at the meeting. They will direct you to the administration office. Ask them. They have that information. But they deflect all the questions. So,
Without mentioning names, it sounds very similar to what's happening in Ottawa.
Number 11. Go ahead.
Concerns about the building committee. It appears, there's that word again, it appears the building committee doesn't seek requisite approvals from the board. Additionally, the financial sustainability and transparency of the ongoing building projects, especially their dependence on CMHC and provincial funding, haven't been effectively communicated to the public. What are they implying? That financials are being withheld?
It would appear that way to me, but they can't. How can they?
It's public funding, is it not?
It's public funding, so I'm sure they have access to it somewhere,
Yeah.
somehow along the line, because if they've applied for funding from CMHC or from any other body,
Yeah.
it's got to be on record.
It certainly would have to be.
The decision to offer compensation to non-municipal board members seems conspicuously timed with the removal of a board member by their municipality. This removal was a result of sanctions imposed following a code of conduct bylaw complaint.
Again, connections
Right.
without concrete evidence. They're basically hanging themselves by inserting words like seems.
Yes.
Again, that inflection of not really knowing, no examples, no proof.
Mm-hmm.
Non-compliance with provincial regulations. And I wonder if they really know what those are. The board here it is again.
Right.
Here, the board seems to be overlooking certain sections of the Alberta Housing Act and the Management Body Operations and Administrative Regulation. These contraventions have been highlighted to the board on numerous occasions, yet no corrective actions have been undertaken to address these breaches. What breaches?
I don't know.
Someone's britches is up.
Somebody
That's what it
somebody
seems like
lost
to
their
me.
breeches.
Somebody lost their britches, it seems. Seems.
It seems, yeah, right.
Word of the day. Seems to be.
Seems to be.
Seems like.
Yes. So,
Quite a bit of assumption going on here.
yes,
You know.
absolutely.
And I'd be very interested to see where this is going to lead.
I would too, and I hope
Well.
that I am privy to the reply from the minister.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see what's going on.
Because that will be next news.
That'll be the next, yes, there you go, another news.
Stay
item.
tuned, folks.
Right. So let's read this last paragraph, or footnote or whatever. The issues highlighted underscore an urgent need for an external review and, if necessary, an intervention to ensure that good governance principles are upheld. It's pretty hypocritical. Mm-hmm. We trust in the commitment of the Government of Alberta to enhance the quality and effectiveness of governance across all public entities and eagerly await your response. I hope he has a good look at what Wheatland County Council does.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. We believe that with your support and oversight, we can address these concerns and steer the Wheatland housing management body back towards the path of responsible governance and transparent operation. That wraps up Wheatland County Nightly News for today. Thank you much for tuning in. If you have a story that you feel is newsworthy and you would like presented on the show, please email gordoblackheart@yahoo.com with WCNN in the subject line. We make no promises that your story will be aired. Thank you and good night. Peggy, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Good night, everybody.
Good night.